Well, here we are on floats in a Noorduyn Norseman, 1935. The first ones were made. This one's got a 1340 Pratt & Whitney 600 horse engine. It's the same engine in the single otter, and this plane's distinctive because of these landing gear pods. This was the world's first bush plane designed and built in Canada by Noorduyn Aircraft Industries. Inside, basic controls, fuel selector. We've already got it set for takeoff. That's the rudder cable. We'll drop the rudder down for taxiing, but we have it up for takeoff, so there's the rudders up and down there. The layout mixture, we'll put full, that's the prop lever. Normally it's in the middle, but the older planes it's on the left. Crack the throttle, which is in the middle there. So master's on, generator on, and over here the yellow lever is the wobble pump. So that'll give us about 2 or 3 psi in the fuel line so that the primer can pick up fuel. Over here is the primer, so we'll give it 8 to 10 pumps. Now, like any radial engine, we have to turn it over to check to make sure there's no oil in the lower cylinders, which we've done. Now, this is an older Norseman. It's got a flywheel starter because the electric starter wasn't strong enough. So here we are, 10 seconds, spinning up the flywheel by flicking this switch down. Flick it up. Once the propeller goes through a few turns, we turn the mags on both, and it's picked up enough fuel. It's started. We're checking the gauges, make sure oil pressure's up, and the RPM set correctly. So we got the rudders down so we can steer with our feet, and we're going to aim for that long bay there. So we'll put the flaps to takeoff position. That's the flap lever. So we just have them for takeoff. Yep, okay. Everything looks fine. Now we'll lift up the rudders, because you don't want the rudders in the water during a takeoff roll or for landing. It can flip the floats. It can actually cause you to cartwheel. So the rudders are up, flaps are set, the fuel's set, everything's locked, and we slowly throttle up. Now, like any float plane, we pull back, get it up on the step so it's planing along the water, and then we'll neutral. Put the control elevator into the neutral position. So right now we're pulling back. Steer a bit with our feet to get us pointing in the right direction. And we're up on getting it up on the plane. Now the Norseman is notorious for taking a long time to get off the water. Some bush pilots say if it wasn't for the curvature of the earth, you'd never get off. So we're just lifting off now. First thing we do is pull the manifold pressure back to 30 inches. Once we have a good rate of climb, so they're down to 30 inches, and then pull our propeller back down to about 21 RPM. And we're doing our climb. So we'll climb to just over 2,000 feet, we'll level off, and now that we've taken off, we can reduce our flaps. So clean up the wing. Once we get things set, so we'll take off our flaps and check our rate of climb. Norseman, because of the high dash, always has a tendency to look like it's pitching up when it's actually flying level. So VSI is indicating we're level. Maybe we'll go up a little bit more till we clear this ridge. That'll bring us up to just over 2,000 feet. We'll level off for cruise. So there it is, clean wing, flaps are up. Just clearing the ridge now. And That's a float plane. We don't have to fly it too high. We can land pretty much anywhere. So we can save fuel by staying low. So we'll nose down, back into level flight. Remember the VSI lags, so we do it visually best you can. And the VSI will catch up. And once we can throttle back, reduce the manifold pressure, and then pull our propeller down to about 19 RPM. And there we are in cruise. Now take a look, we're just flying over the town, and we can set our gyro to the compass and then set our course, and away we go. So there's the Norseman in level flight.